Thank you, thank you. I think it's locked. I don't think it's.
It changed again.
Hey guys, I'm Howard. This is Nate. This is Lucky Dice Live. It's Friday night. We have a pretty good bit of stuff to talk about tonight. It's been a heck of a day for me, which you'll hear a little bit of that as you always do. Tonight, we're going to be talking Silver Age. We're going to talk Rock Cup. We're going to talk some other things, maybe a little bit of Smash, things that we're seeing. Nate brought up something that just happened with a figure right before we went on air, so we're going to talk about that for sure because it sounds. We need to bring that figure up too. Look at the whole thing. All right, so why today's been crazy. If you guys are participating in the auction, you notice that you got a very late announcement when I started the auction. That's because I got so busy that I lost track of it, and all of a sudden I'm grabbing grabbing the case to bring over here, and I'm like, wait a minute, I never did an auction, so I had to run, and we had only a 2-hour auction today opposed to a 6-hour auction. Not my intentions, it just, today's been crazy. We had a lot of stuff come in. Specifically, I got a truckload full of WizKids prizing for the cup and H4H. Nate came over and he helped, and we had a little bit of damage, nothing significant. We had to take pictures of that. We had 2 cases with about 11 figures damaged. I'm sure WizKids will replace that, but nothing terrible. I think the figures themselves are all right. It's just the boxes are just like crushed.
Yeah, the boxes are just crushed.
Yeah, but the stuff inside is still good. So we'll figure something out with that. We also we had to lay it all out. We had to do counts. We had to bounce against what we had, and there's some things that are a little off. So I had to send in a report to WizKids saying, hey, this stuff is off. Then we had to take it and put it all places, and it was a lot. It was pretty massive. I probably should have took pictures of it, but one of the pallets was taller than both of us, and we're not short. We were reaching up to get stuff off of it. That preoccupied most of my day. I had some other stuff come in for Lucky Dice. And so I went into the store a little earlier than I normally do. And then I was just waiting for trucks. So the first truck, I think, what time did I text you and say he was here around 1 or so?
It was like 2:30.
2:30. Anyway, he shows up, we unload, and anyway, we got it all done. And pretty happy with where we're at. I think this is the earliest that we've ever got WizKids prizing before. It's always been the week before, so I'm very happy with that because that gives me more time to organize, prepare. I was able to already do a count to find out where we're at on everything, and then what I will start doing. I got a pretty good deal about 2 weeks ago. What I decided I wanted to do, these are those huge bins, those huge storage bins.
Yeah.
We got some over there. Well, what I want to do is I want to put each event try to do it in one storage. It might take 2, and all the auction items and stuff in the storage bin. And so I started looking at storage bins, and they ain't cheap. Those things they're not cheap. Well,
You're just talking about the yellow ones that you get at like Home Depot, the yellow lidded ones.
Any of them.
Like the ones that you have at the shop.
Yes.
I have 22 of them at my house.
Well, I would have probably took them, but what I did is I looked on Facebook, and we have that place, that Rage Room. You know what we're talking about? It used to be on South Parkway. So it's a Rage Room, and they're over around Bob Wallace now. And what you do is you pay money, and they have parties and events and stuff, and you just go in there with a sledgehammer or anything else, and you just smash stuff. So it's just a rage room. So you get so much time just to break things and just get it out of your system. Like if you're really mad, you have one of those fights with your wife, you're like, argh! You go over there and you just destroy stuff. And apparently they have parties and stuff like that too. It's been around for a long time. Anyway, apparently people donate to them to get rid of junk. You know,
Yeah,
like if
so
you got
you
something that's
have shit to break.
yeah, you got a TV that doesn't work, take it to them. They want it, you know. Somebody come in there and mash it,
Yeah.
and you know, it kind of fits our next set, smash and destroy. So it's a smash and destroy room.
Yeah.
Anyway, they take those bins over there, and they had like I don't know how many. They're all stacked up, and they sell them for $1 a piece with no lids. I'm like,
Oh.
yeah, that's so. I bought all of them and brought them over here. They're all in that. You saw them in the room, didn't you?
No,
Maybe
I wasn't
not.
paying
We
attention
were
to the
moving
rest
fast,
of
but
it.
anyway. So my plan is now, since I've got almost a month head start, is I can start putting all that together, and it's going to make it more organized and better for the cup. And I really like that. Trust me.
Yeah.
All right. So now you guys are you're updated in our lives and what we were doing today and everything else. Let's talk about some good stuff, or maybe some bad stuff, depending on your outlook. We're going to start off with Silver Age. I had known these changes were coming for a little while, and you know, I want to make something clear. Although we have some input in Silver Age changes, we are not the governing body of Silver Age rules. We certainly get listened to. We certainly make recommendations, and a lot of the things that we recommend and do. Aaron works directly with WizKids, and Aaron's our head judge for Rock, and he and I talk all the time. And you know, sometimes things I say we agree on, and sometimes things he says. Anyways, we talk, but a lot of it I don't even talk to him about. I trust him to make the right decisions. And so he talks directly with WizKids and gives them a list of things, recommendations, things that we're seeing. But then WizKids also has their own things that they want to do that we might speak up, yay or nay. They may or may not ask our opinion on. And some of the things that you're seeing, we didn't really have any input at all. I'm going to give you an example. The Highlander rule that just came out, I support it, and I think it's a good thing, but it wasn't something we initiated. It was something that WizKids initiated, and in fact, it was initiated from feedback from players to WizKids, and I think it's a very good change. I think it's going to make Silver better. I like Highlander, period, Nate. You know, I told you the way I would run the game. I would do everything. Every figure that what I would do is I'd make every figure unique except generics, and then I would put the silver rings on generics. And if you had a silver ring, you could play multiples of them, and everything else would be you only play one of. That's me. I think it's better. It's more interesting team building. I think it makes players think and do a little bit better and try to make things work together. I mean, rather than playing 3 Apocalypses or 3 Supermans or whatever. And again,
Silver Surfer.
yeah, and I don't even mind playing 3 Apocalypses as long as they're not the same apocalypse, the same figure. So anyway, that would be me. So the fact that they did a Highlander rule is completely okay with me anyway. And I do think now. So that was Highlander rule. Since we're talking about Silver Age, that was probably the biggest thing that changed on Silver Age. There was figures that were banned and some figures that are temporary banned and a few other things. But that I think was the biggest change. Hey Nicole. So for me, Silver and Modern. You know, I guess you guys have heard me talk about it when it was proposed to me to run that we could run our own format, and that WizKids wanted to have a different format than just Modern, and would we take it, and blah blah blah. And we said, okay, we're going to take Silver Age, and it's kind of become our own. It's kind of become the Rock. That doesn't mean the Rock just runs Silver Age, though. We do have a modern age season, and we like other formats also. But I wasn't too privy about wanting to do it. I didn't really. I wanted to. I'm more of a modern guy, and I wasn't sure that I would like the Silver Age format, and I wasn't sure how well it would fly because I've messed around with 400 points before with Rock, and it didn't do all that. It wasn't that popular. I also messed around with other formats that we used to have a format called the Rock Age. We had a lot of different things. We used to at one time every quarter was a different age at Rock when we first started. We tried to do something was different every quarter. So I wasn't really too excited about it, and I wasn't. And I just for the record, I hate Golden Age. I know some people play that, and it's too much for my brain to try to figure out because you're going all the way back to the beginning. It was just too much. So Silver Age was kind of a compromise to that, and I wasn't sure how I was going to like it. Now, Nate is not a fan of Silver Age, period. He just doesn't. He doesn't like it. He hasn't liked it. He maybe these changes maybe change his mind some. I don't know, but he's just not. I actually grew into liking Silver Age. I started playing it and building teams, and I actually like Silver Age. So I'm a proponent of Silver Age now, where I maybe wasn't before. I just kind of. I didn't say anything positive or negative about Silver Age. I knew we were running it. I knew players, whether I like it or not, if players like it's what's important, and we were having participation, which we are. Some people don't like it. Some people do. I mean, I've got friends that don't like it. I've got Nate that doesn't like it. Everybody's different. I don't have a problem with it. That being said, the changes. I love the Highlander rule. And
Yeah,
do you like that?
I think that the Highlander rule is a good thing to add to it. Some of the figures that got taken away, I don't really know why, but
Well, let's look at that.
I mean, some of them it's pretty obvious why they got taken away. Some of them it's pretty obviously why they got put on a restricted list. Some of them I don't know why they came off of the restricted list.
There you go. That's the first one. Let's talk about the restricted list. That I was actually surprised with that. Scott Porter's stayed there. We know why.
Yeah,
you can only play one Scott Porter. I mean,
there's no way those should ever come off the restricted list. I don't think.
There's
They're
only
just too powerful.
1, 2, 3. There's 4 figures that are on the restricted list right now. Maggot, Scott Porter, both Scott Porters and Saturday, and that's it.
She should also be on the restricted list, if not just banned. Because I played that character on my team, and it is so frustrating to play against. I hated playing it on my team because I knew nobody liked that stuff.
That's the one that does a dice roll. I mean, the one up.
Yeah, you just one up and one. It's just it's a perplex every single turn, up and down on like both. Like, you know what I mean? Like you just every one of your rolls you're getting a +1 on, and every one of their rolls they're getting a -1 on. It's so ridiculous. I mean, like after you do it the first time that turn, you can't anymore. But like, it's still just so powerful.
Well, you understand though. I do understand why you wouldn't want to have the Scott Porter and the Saturday on there, because if you have both of those, then you're having a situation where it's both. And then we have a buddy that likes to play Madam Web, so then you throw Madam Web and Saturday and Scott Porter.
My team wasn't even barely ever hittable. Yeah. I mean, it was just annoying to play against. I knew it was, but it's like I couldn't come up with anything else, so I just played it.
I always felt like maybe if you played something differently. I think your team is so defensive that you don't have fun with it. So maybe if you built another team, you might have fun with it. But anyway, we're not going to get in that argument. So the things that came off, I know that one big thing,
Carnage
Silver Surfer, and
that should be on there. Don't know why it's off.
I had no problem with it being on there or not or being on there. I play a lot of Carnage Silver Surfer, but now I can play a Carnage Silver Surfer and a Scott Porter or a Saturday. It's pretty. That's pretty.
or two of them.
Yeah.
Well, no, now you can't because it's higher.
Yeah,
than
because
that. But
and maybe that's why they brought it back. But still,
yeah,
it's you can play it with these figures now. I think he pairs really well with Scott Porter and with Saturday.
yeah.
What else was on there that came off? I know there was more than that. Darkseid was on there, wasn't he?
No, because you
No.
play one of him anyway.
Who? Well, I mean, on the restricted list, who else was on there? It
Yeah,
wasn't
was on
Carter Silver Surfer wasn't the only one that came off, right?
No, there was like 7 on there before.
Yeah.
I think, and Saturnine got added, so there had to have been a few others that we're not remembering.
I don't. If anybody out there is listening and you know what was there, you guys, we're doing good, Nicole. Good to see you. If anybody knows the figures outside of outside of Carter Silver Surfer, you know the figures are. I don't remember them.
No.
I just.
Scott, it was 2 Scott Porters. Maggot was already on there, and then it was Carnage Silver Surfer.
Was Sicarian Iron Man on there too?
I don't think.
I don't think you no, because I was playing Scarlet. I played those two together.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Well, anyway,
You'd have to go back and look at it or something.
all right. So the temporary ban list, which I don't know what temporary means anymore because these seem to be more than just temporary. The temporary ban list is supposed to be where you put something on the shelf with the intention of that it will be able to be played again later on. So I don't know how that is. I personally am glad that a lot of the stuff we're looking at is not on there. I hated the Black Skull, Dark Phoenix, Killmonger, all that stuff. I've always hated playing modern and fighting those guys. So I mean, I'm not upset at all that that you can't play them. Chthon, we know why he's there. The stop signs and stuff, we know why those are there. I don't know if these guys are ever going to come back. Now, in the Nifty, we know, but here's where they started adding stuff. So you got Black Panther LO 58, which I play in Modern Age, and I don't. It takes away 2 things. I don't know that it was.
You were playing him in silver.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
I didn't on this last team I was playing on, but yeah, he was on my original silver team. I don't really see that. I don't know why that's a problem. I don't know. I mean, he's good. He does stuff, but I mean, he doesn't take away everything. I mean, he does. I mean,
And he
if you're-
can't take away avatars.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I don't think that was.
I think he's a really good piece. I think that he's very good. I don't know if he should be on the ban list.
Yeah, I don't.
I would
think
have put him on the
Hey, Nate. Hey,
restricted
Dennis.
list before I put him on the ban list. I mean, because he should at least be able to be played. I feel like I don't think he's that powerful. But
I don't think. Yeah, I'm with you. I mean,
It
yes, good. I like playing him, but I don't know that it was that big a deal. Vibranium. Why is
there's got to be some kind of
Yeah,
weird
there's
thing.
something
I just
that
don't
we
know
don't-
what
we
it
don't-
is. There's got
yeah.
to be some infinite combo or something weird with it. But
now that's Death Metal Wonder Woman.
I think that it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I can
And
understand why.
She's really powerful.
She
I
is.
Get that. Butterfly.
We
Butterfly's
both
really annoying.
hate Butterfly.
I love playing with Butterfly, but not necessarily I know why it's on there.
Yeah.
That is really annoying piece.
Well, Phone Booth is also very annoying.
Yeah.
We understand why. It's very, very good. I think that if you play Modern Age, if you're not playing the Phone Booth, then you're not playing. The Phone Booth is good. With all the stuff that it does for you.
Yeah.
Colossus, that's the Colossus Prime.
Yeah.
We know
He's
why
always
it's not
on
there.
for a reason.
Per Decaton. There's some combination that people were talking about with Decaton and something else that
I don't know what it would be, except for making it to where that he can't die somehow because he's got those tokens. But like, I don't see him just being outright
yeah,
banned.
I don't know what it
Like-
is. I don't know why. I mean, you have to have somebody explain. I don't know why, but I
don't know
heard
what it
somebody talking about it. Dark Side, we understand.
Yeah. Ghost
Rider.
48, the outwit negating Ghost Rider. I don't know why he's on there either.
So that's very interesting because I didn't catch it. I played Joaquin the other night and we were testing teams. And his ghostwriter, he has his ghostwriter in that team. I don't know.
Yeah, he always plays with him.
Well, I know, but he can't.
No
It was actually illegal, and I don't think he knew that.
I didn't think it had been updated before.
Wednesday
It was
night?
it was, I wasn't there this
Yeah,
last one.
no, it had been updated. I just didn't catch it, and I don't think he realizes that that's not there anymore. That really hurts his team a lot.
Oh.
I actually liked his team, and then Beetlejuice.
Oh, yeah, we know why that's on.
We know why it's there, and Kong. We're like, why?
Kong, I don't know why he's on there. I mean, I guess maybe just because so many people play him. Maybe that's their.
But they don't anymore. They did. I mean,
yeah,
if we back up,
he gets played, I think, more in modern. I mean, I don't see him much in silver, but
I don't think he gets played hardly at all right now. I think if you back up a year, where Kong was about on every team, doing a temporary ban because everybody's tired. The temporary ban is not necessarily. I mean, it's a mixture of this is bad for the game, and this figure is being played so much we want to break from him. So I would think that Kong a year ago that would have been we want to break from him, but I don't know that. I don't think he's.
Well, they would have had to done that in modern.
Yeah.
Like.
All right. So then the ban list, everything's still the same with ID cards, special terrain dials. All those guys are still there. Agatha, if I remember right, I don't know if they added that on, but I mean, I know the Scarlet Witch
I think those were already there.
I don't remember Agatha being there. I thought Agatha.
I think Mad Jim got added. No, he didn't. Somebody close to him did.
Well, this stuff at the bottom is somewhere in here.
Professor X, the Watcher, Donnie Blaze, Clea Sorcerer's Supreme. I think she was already on there.
Professor X,
I think it's
the
just
Watcher.
the Watcher and Professor X. And Professor X, there was some weird comboing thing with him.
Yeah.
I just don't remember what it was.
So we know why all these guys are on the ban list because they just. I think it's funny to see the Big Show there. But anyway, that's the new stuff, and then is this watch list? Yeah, see, they added Agatha. Mad Jim was there last year, so Agatha used to be there because you could play the book with her still. So they added Agatha in there, so it's not just all the stuff at the bottom.
Yeah.
I think it's. I mean, no, this is funny. Bebop and Rocksteady, and we also got the Big Show. I've never seen anybody play either one of them. I guess there's something.
Probably some combo somebody sent in that possibly could be a problem if people figured out about it. I don't know.
The watch list, and these are now. My question is, this watch list already out with this on there, or did this watch list appear when they did the update on silver? Anybody know, Jay?
Some of the stuff
Dennis?
wasn't on the watch list. Hadari Yao wasn't on the watch list. She had to have gotten it.
Well, we know why she's there.
She's.
The spot ended up being a very big thing with what he does.
I don't think was Elsa on the watch list. I don't think she was.
I don't remember. What about Beholder?
Beholder he was on before he was even out, before you could even buy him.
Trick Arrows, I think was. I don't remember if that was there or not. Peacemaker, Myrn. Oh my!
I don't remember.
Myrn is.
I don't like him. But.
Yeah, Myrn is probably my most hated character. Even
the thing with him though now is that because the butterfly is banned, he's actually not as good because you're not going to bring him.
I disagree. What I've had to deal with Myrn is not the butterfly that I've had to deal with. What I hate with Myrn is you got figures that if he's beside them, they can attack regardless of anything.
Right, but what I'm meaning is a lot of the time you bring Myrn, it's because you have a sideline of butterfly characters and you put him in. He's your main one that you bring in because he's so good. But do you just put him on teams? Like, I mean, probably because he's good. But, I mean, it does hurt a lot of stuff, I feel like.
Like I said, I don't know. I don't like him. I actually hate him more than I hate most of the stuff that you play. So there. So that tells you something. That tells you what my feelings are about him.
None of the stuff on my team is just ridiculous. It's just it all just compiles to be really.
Your team isn't ridiculous. It's aggravating.
Yeah, no, it is.
So anyway, I think overall I'm happy. There's a few question marks, and I'm sure that there's a reason why they did what they did. But overall, I'm happy with the changes for silver. I think they're overall is positive. Mern and Silver Surfer combo is legit. So I guess that's yeah. There you go. That's so if Mern with Silver Surfer, I guess works really well. So there's also stuff coming out. Sometimes I think maybe they look ahead at stuff that's coming out, like, hey, if this guy's still here, this comes out, this is going to be a problem.
Yeah.
So, unless you guys got something to add to the Silver Age errata and changes, I'm good there. Like I said, I knew some of this that was coming. I've been waiting and waiting. I think the biggest effect is Highlander, right? Everything else is good, bad, depending on who you are. But overall, the biggest change here was the Highlander. I'm just looking for something that's on there. Didn't I hear Starro was on here too? Do you see a Starro?
No, I don't see him on there.
So Starros are completely legit?
Yeah, I don't see him on there.
See, that's probably something I would have added on. You know how I feel about him too. He's right up there with Mern. Anyway, so
I think with all this stuff that they put on the temporary ban list, it's going to change a lot of teams.
oh, of course.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff on there that we see here weekly.
So the other thing that we did, you saw another announcement, I'll talk about it real quick, is that one of the things that we made an announcement on is about Smash and Destroy. So Smash and Destroy comes out. We thought, we were led to believe all the way up until when it just magically appeared. First, we didn't think it was going to be there at all. We were worried about whether we would even get we were worried whether we were going to have Smash. I mean, let's just be straight up. Okay. What we wanted, what we requested, we wanted Lantern. Okay. We wanted to have Lantern as the special event. And we wanted to have Smash and Destroy as our regular things. And when we did this, we thought everything was business as normal and Smash would be there. And we were requesting just a little bit further ahead than we normally do. We were hoping we'd get Lantern. And at first, the response was pretty good about doing that, and if they could get it. But then as we got in conversation with WizKids was concerned with the tariffs, concerned with the shipping, concerned with everything, and we're worried about whether Smash would get here in time at all. And all the way up, so finally, Lantern just got knocked out because we knew that wasn't going to happen. So then we were told that, hey, there's a possibility, guys, that Smash doesn't get here in time either. And we're like, oh God, we're going to be playing with Spider-Verse. That's what we thought we were going to be playing with. Now, I like Spider-Verse, but I don't really like playing Sealed and Battle Royals with Spider. And in a whole week of that, I really was not very happy about. So I was like,
there's a lot of cool characters in that set.
So
Not
then,
fun to play against all of the other ones because they're just all dodging everything.
You're right. So we were getting updates all along, and we thought that Smash. We felt they started having a sense of confidence that Smash would be here. Okay, so we started doing it, but the whole time they're telling us that. In fact, if you listen to Scott Porter, listen to his videos, because they're pre-recorded, and when he was recording these, it was before we knew whether Smash would be here or not. And he was being told that the pre-release would be mid-May and the release would probably be the end of May, 1st of June. Well, I'm being told something a little different. I'm being told that the release is probably going to be the 15th and the pre-release the end of this month, like the 30th. Okay? Now, ideally for us, being just for our event, we would have preferred. I mean, anybody can understand that. We would have preferred to be Scott's thing, so that when we were running Smash. It just came out and it was basically a pre-release for it. That would have been great. That would have been the best thing for our event, outside of having Lantern there. But it didn't work out that way. I mean, we went from, are we getting Spider-Verse to we got Smash, and so the whole time I'm expecting the 30th and the 15th, and all of us, and they're wondering, and they're still not giving me a thumbs up that they're going to get it or not. And then all of a sudden, it was here. And I mean, we found out that it was here because stores already had it for the pre-release. And I'm like, what the hell? How did this happen, guys? You're telling us you don't know, and all of a sudden it's here. I mean, it's like poof. And so we thought that we thought that it kind of threw us for a loop. So now we got Smash coming out, and well, I don't like the pre-release and the release being a week apart. So our pre-release is coming this week, and then a week after that is release. And so basically our event will be happening 2 weeks after release. I think it'd still be okay. I think that I still would rather play with Smash, even if it had been released, than I would with Spider-Verse. I would think, I haven't looked at I haven't watched the Scott Porter video. Sorry, Scott.
I haven't either.
I haven't had time. I haven't looked at the figures. I haven't looked at anything. Some of the stuff I did look at seemed overwhelming. It seemed like there was a lot of offense and not much defense. Kind of opposite of your team. But as far as a sealed event or a battle royal event, that sounds good.
Yeah,
that's what you want.
That's like when you play. I feel like when you play Hero, that's the more fun way to play. Where everybody's just running around beating the hell out of each other.
So I mean, I think from that perspective, from sealed and battle royals, I think that Smash is going to be a lot of fun. We'll be playing with new characters, and we'll be rolling dice and hitting people, and everybody's going to be hitting people in the face, and blah 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 blah. I haven't heard of anything overwhelming yet in it. I know the legacy cards were released today, most of them. People robbed my eBay store again. I stopped some of it, but they got a few. The juggernauts went. Doo! I had a bunch of juggernauts, and they disappeared, but which is fine. So anyway, I think it's overall a good thing. Now, we made a decision. It's really more me than anybody to not allow Smash, even though it's technically WizKids legal, for the Silver Age Championship, because it would be right at 2 weeks, which is legal. To be able, by WizKids rule, it would be legal to play in the World Championship. And we could have just said you can't use it at all, but I said, let's let it be in the teams, but I don't want it to be in the Silver Age World Championship. Now, the reason is that there's several reasons why I felt that way. The biggest is that there's money on the line. There's huge prizing on the line. There's the fact that somebody can become a world champion from that. You become a Silver Age world champion if you win that. There's only two. I don't know if there's a Pulp World. I don't know if they actually make you a Pulp World. WizKids makes you a Pulp World champion. But to me, the other championships that I've seen them run at forgive me for saying this, WizKids, they're a joke. They're not treated as a world championship. They run a little event, and they got 30 people that play in it, and the winner's the world champion. And it's not given the same prizing. It's not given the same rounds. They shorten the rounds out to try to squeeze it in. If you're going to run a world championship, you should run it right, no matter what the format is. That's my opinion. So the only two world championships that are run correctly and run like a world championship would be the Silver Age and the Modern Age. So that's the only, you can get a world championship in either one of them by doing this. Of course, I'm talking about singles. We're not talking about teams or anything like that. So I felt like that a set dropping there at the end, a set that had not been tested that there might be something in there that's
there would
got
be problems.
Yeah.
There always is.
yeah. So I felt like it, and also there's a lot of people prepare for these events, and that they practice and they study, and I just felt like taking that out was better for the World Championship to be right. We did go ahead and allow like the some of the iconics and stuff to go in there, and the reason is because we've known for a few weeks what the iconics are and what the dial is, and you could build with or towards using those effects, and everybody has an opportunity to buy those characters. It's not that difficult to do. So that was my feeling, and also there's a precedence for it. Also, is that this has happened several times with WizKids in their World Championship, where a set's been released just before Nationals or just before Worlds, and they said, hey, you know, it got released 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, whatever, but we're simply not going to allow it in that event because we feel like there should be more time. And so that's the way I feel. I feel that way as a player. That's the decision that if I was playing in the World Championship, either run by WizKids or by us, that's the decision that I would hope that they would make. And it's a decision as an organizer, I think this is the right decision. Not everybody's going to agree with that. There's going to be some people that, like, you know, it's illegal, it ought to be able to be played. And I hear you, I get it. But I mean, for the event itself, I think it's the right decision. So that's why that went down. So just so we're clear about that. Now, Nate told me about something just before I got here that's changed everything, and in fact will change possibly some team builds. And there was some kind of errata done. Now I've got
Just a ruling on the win that I'm sure a lot of people have seen now because it was posted on ClickSoft that some stuff got ruled on today.
Well, I have this particular figure in the store, and I'm not bringing that up because I have the figure, but it hasn't sold all that well. It hasn't been one of the more.
It's not that good of a. I don't think you're going to be able to make a team before this that was like crazy with it or anything. But
with this,
now that it's on the level of Merlin and other characters that do the same thing, like it's actually really good now, I feel like.
And the figure we're talking about is
the Wakanda Hulkbuster. So
Iconics.
in March, somebody posted a question. So there's a trait on the Wakanda Hulkbuster that gives it charge and flurry, and then opposing characters can't be given more than one free action per turn. And it was posted to the win by somebody trying to get clarification on if each individual character could only use one instance of a free action, or if the entire team only got one instance. And WizKids finally ruled on it today, and they said that the entire team gets one free action, and that makes that character way better than what everybody was.
Well, how many points is the Wakanda Hulkbuster?
We'd have to pull it up.
I thought you had it up.
I think it's 120, if I remember
Type in
correctly.
HC. Let me get it right here.
Yeah. I'm not 100% sure though. I've never made a team with it because
I've never even looked at it.
Really
I just know that it wasn't
No.
selling in the store, so that's not the right.
Yeah, until now, I mean, that ability being able to do that, I feel like is very powerful. I mean, it's gonna get used now. Before, I didn't think it was gonna get used at all.
All right, type it in. Okay.
Yeah, 125 or 70.
Okay, and that happened. Oh, it's got at the 125. It's
125 is where
20 invincible outwit. Special charge flurry. Opposing characters can't be given more than one free action per turn. That is outwittable.
Yeah.
You could outwit that. You could. This is only at the 125 level. So if you play it anywhere else, it's not. You have to play it at full value.
Yeah.
Super senses: when Wakanda Hulkbuster is KO'd, you may generate a character name Black Panther from your sideline on their last click. That same old stuff we see in a lot of stuff. Wait a minute. Yeah, that's right. So then the damage, which is on the second click, poison, quake, when Wakanda help with damages opposing character after resident, give that character an action token. Defense, it's kind of got like 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I hate when they do that for dials. It's just, it's so stupid. That's probably why I didn't really look at them all that much. I hate when they separate stuff like that.
So that's interesting. I mean, the problem that I see is that I think that does make him better. I'm sure somebody's going to try to build around him, but it's 125 points. And so
I mean, he would be your main attacker, though, at that point. 12 for 4 with super strength and
he's a giant.
Has
too.
Outwit. I mean, and he has charge flurry.
Well, I mean he doesn't.
Not bad.
At 125 points, you still have a lot of stuff that you can build around him. I mean, throw in a surfer, throw in a carrying Iron Man, throw in this and that, and you got a mean-ass team. You may generate a character named, let's see, right here, Charge Flurry. Okay, opposing characters can't be given more than 1 free action. I mean...
So the only way to get rid of that is to outwit him first, and then you can use your other free actions. But
that means coming within range.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's doable. It's not
he's 4 base. He's 4.
No, he's just a single.
He's a single character. I mean, it's just okay. So you give him one of the rings that gives him stealth.
Yeah, I mean, or you just give him the. If you give him, what is the new equipment that makes him get cosmic? You just give him that. Now he's not outwittable. Now they have 1 free action.
There you go. You make him not outwittable. He's pretty nice. 20 defense is stout.
No, he's pretty decent. I still don't think he's just insane or anything. But I mean, he's a good character. I mean,
you can play him at 75 points, but at 75
he doesn't have that ability.
At 70 points, actually, you don't have the ability that's being really good. But I think that you might see some play out of him now. I mean, in a Silver Age, 400 points, and he's only 125, a little over a quarter of your team. And with there's so many figures that are 50 points or less that you could put with him, I mean, all right, so let's just throw it out there. He's Modern Age, right?
Yeah.
So I throw him and a Blue Beetle out. I got my Prime, I got my Prob, I've just covered up my Modern Age. Now I'll build my 200-point Silver Age team with it. Cosmo. You got Sicarian Iron Man. You got Carnage Silver Surfer. Magneto. Well, that's a Prime, so you can't play him with the Blue Beetle. But anyway, there's lots of stuff that you
Venom
can...
Magneto could be played with him.
Huh?
Venom Magneto's still good. I mean,
he is a Prime, isn't he?
No.
Or is he chased? Oh yeah, he used to play Venom Magneto. Yeah, I don't know why I'm thinking he's Prime, but yeah, that would be. That's. You could build a pretty nasty.
You could
team.
build a good team with him.
Yeah, and I mean honestly, if you get him in stealth or you get him to where he can't be outwitted. I think it's pretty good. I mean,
you just put Ace on your team, and then they can't use that wit.
And you throw Herb, so he's healing every.
There's a good bit of ways to protect his outwitted ability.
Yeah.
And like Jay's right, being outwitted is a bad thing. Like because he can do that, it forces you to try to build a team around him not being outwitted. But is that not worth it? Right? Like you can't use free actions. This is just Beetlejuice now.
Oh yeah,
he's just
Beetlejuice live.
But they get 1 free action.
1 free action.
Like,
I mean,
that's so ridiculous.
That 1 free action is hard. I mean,
yeah, you wouldn't be able to choose. This would slow down the
game
game so much because the other opponent is going to go like, "What is the free action I use now?"
Yeah,
because
if you're playing Venom Magneto now, you can't use you use your free TK and that's it. You got all the stuff that's free, man. It's a lot of stuff. There's some move and attack, so then you make a free attack if it says that. No, you don't.
It ruins a lot of stuff. I mean, it ruins charge and running shot because then if you running shot and you charge, you charge and do a close, you that's it. You have no more free.
Anything that you got, I mean
it's definitely going to slow it down.
Carter Silver Surfer, he gets his next attack, that free attack. If you've already used the free attack, then he doesn't get to do it. It doesn't. How does hypersonic speed worded? It doesn't say you make a free attack. It just says you make an attack, closer ranged. Anything that's got free in it. I mean, I don't. I think Wakanda Hulkbuster. I predict that somebody is going to build a Wakanda Hulkbuster team for Silver Age. I predict it. I think that he's cheap enough to where I think there's enough. I mean, I just did it. I just added a lot of stuff that I already used, and put him on there, and I think it's nasty. I mean, would you want to play Wakanda Hulkbuster with a Blue Beetle, with a Sicarian Iron Man, with a Carnage Silver Surfer? Would you want to face that? Plus, maybe throw a Cosmo on there. Plus,
just him not being outwitted. However your team does that, as soon as the other person sees that, they're not going to have a good time. I guarantee it. It's not going to be it's going to slow the game down tremendously. Yeah. The other person's never going to be able to decide what they want to do.
Well, it slows it down for them. It doesn't slow it down for you.
Yeah.
You got all these things that can attack. If I've got all the things I just named, and you're being very limited on the stuff that you can do, I'm just.
Yeah, and like you bring up a good point there. This is actually better than Beetlejuice, I think, because it's only opposing characters.
Yeah.
I mean, again, he's outwittable, so you have to come up with that way that he's not able to be outwitted. But
well, that's conceivable.
Yeah, like it's not hard to do that. Like the only thing that gets rid of Power Cosmic right now is what's his name from Collector's Trove, Carrie Stormbreaker.
Well, Stormbreaker, but you also.
No, the character that carries it.
Well, there's another way around it. I mean, you can take Blue Beetle, and you can say that you can't. No, you can't either. You can't say you can't use that special power.
It was a free action for him to do that, right? So like you could use your one free action as Cosmo.
I don't remember, but you can't take away that power. Cosmo can't take away that power, and he can't take away that power. I can take away Charge. I can take away Flurry. But I can't take away opposing characters. I can't. It has to be outwittable. It has to be something that you can outwit. Something that can outwit either Power Cosmic if he has that, or just outwit him. That's his weakness. But it's even with that. Even if you're facing somebody that's got a normal team, and you got that, they still have to position. They have to move something in position. They have to take an extra effort just to put something in to outwit him. If he doesn't even have Power Cosmic, just regular like that, they have to put something in position. They have to play around that. They have to do something to get all their other powers back, and then on my turn, I just outwit your outwit. If your outwit's outwittable, of course.
That's a good thing to point out too. Like he has outwit, so if they only have one outwit on the team, they're screwed.
Yeah.
You just outwit their outwit, and they never can do it again.
No.
Like you just keep outwitting it, and then they just have no free actions.
And like I said, there's so many ways to heal him now. I mean, if you got some support on the team, you can't. Well, I mean, if you outwit, obviously, if you outwit his defense and you hit him, you can get him off that power too. That's the other thing to do. But I mean, if you're playing this, you play Wakanda Hulkbuster, you're gonna, even though he's a big attacker, you really probably are not going to put him on the front line if he's susceptible to being whacked. You kind of keep him back, and he comes in and finishes the stuff off. You're going to have your little guys doing all their shenanigans that you're out-actioning the other guy. You're out-actioning everything that the other team can do, and there's so many 50-point, 75-point figures that can do big damage to the other guy. You're using those, holding him back a little bit, and then when he has to fight, though, he can. But more than likely, by the time that he has to fight, the other team has already been hit really hard.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about right now, Anthony. We're talking about him right now. We both think he's really good.
Yeah, Anthony, pay attention.
Him being just a better, not necessarily better, but almost just better Beetlejuice. Well, he is better Beetlejuice now. Beetlejuice can't be played. So
Beetlejuice can't be played.
He just is better Beetlejuice now.
Well,
Beetlejuice is gone.
But you can start the team and you can give him stuff that makes him better than Beetlejuice, and
I mean, it's only the opposing characters that are getting affected by it.
And you don't have to do shenanigans to bring Beetlejuice in.
Right.
If you're playing him off the sideline.
When like Beetlejuice was 100 points, wasn't he? I think he's 100 points, and he's not great. I mean, like he has the free action thing, but what else does he have that makes him a great character on your team? Really nothing. I mean,
He's a decent attacker. He has powers, but the problem is
I don't think he has any move and attack powers. Though.
He does, but for the most part, people are not going to build him on. He's being played off the sideline. That's what I'm trying to say. He's not being coming in off the sideline. There's a dice roll that determines where he's at, and you may get him on crap. You may get him on something great.
Yeah.
But you have to do.
I was trying to compare him to if you just brought Beetlejuice, but he's a 100-point character. So like him being 25 points more than Beetlejuice, and all of a sudden Beetlejuice's ability is only on the opposing characters.
Yeah,
really good.
Well, I just think the fact that you can start. I think that you start him with him. You start the game with him, and that he still can do things if you need him to. I mean, charge Flurry with a 12 attack and super strength ain't bad, especially with 4 damage. So I mean, you're able to, without any kind of empower, any kind of extra stuff with objects. I mean, Jesus Christ, give this guy the soul gem. Okay, now he's got running shot with ranged combat expert, and he does 1 extra damage. He's doing 6 damage. He's doing 6 damage. He's got a 13 attack, whether he attacks close or whether he attacks range.
How do you get the running shot?
The soul gem gives it to him. No, never mind. I'm thinking of the collector. No, you just have charge. But I mean, he can shoot. He gets range combat expert, but he doesn't have the move and attack. But he's got charge. But look, I'll take that all day long. I'll take
I think he's good.
Give me 8 charge and 13 attack, doing 6 damage.
So he has giant reach.
Yeah, so it's 3 squares away.
Dark Shadow. Raven wants to know why the phone booth got banned. I mean, it's just being used a lot. Giving out shape changes. I mean, just really good.
I personally, this isn't something that came from me or came from us. I mean,
that's what I'm assuming.
Yeah, this is. I mean,
it's being used a lot.
You missed the first part of our show where we were talking about the bands that came out. Everybody's assuming, and I'm going to say it again. If anybody knows me, they've heard me say this 1,000 times. Assumptions are the mother of all evil. If you make assumptions and you think that that's the way that it is, you base your stuff on fact. I mean, you can assume something, but don't count on it being that way. And when you assume something, you then verify if it's true. Okay, so everybody assumes that The Rock, that we are the governing body of the Silver Age. And we're not. WizKids is the governing body of Silver Age. Yes, we use it as our primary format. Yes, we have a lot of say. Yes, we talk to WizKids about a lot of things. But ultimately, anything that comes out is done by WizKids. And some of the stuff that you see happening, we didn't really partake. It wasn't our idea of doing it. And some of it was. For example, the Highlander rule, although I think it was a great add-on to Silver Age. I'm supportive of the Highlander rule, period. I think it was a great addition to Silver Age, and I think it made it separated even more from modern to silver. That wasn't us. That was actually WizKids initiating that and saying that they'd heard feedback from players, and they thought that was a good move. And when we were told about it, we were in agreement, but it's by no means something we initiated. So everything that gets put into Silver Age is coming from WizKids. It's not coming from Rock. Although I don't know how you. It's kind of like we're on the WizKids board and we have a voice, but we don't make the decision. But they listen to us. So the phone booth is extremely powerful, and I made the statement earlier that if you are playing modern and you don't play the phone booth, you ain't playing because the phone booth is that good. I think the herb and the phone booth are uber powerful. The fact that you can stand by, even though the other team gets it too, Jesus Christ, play the collector and put him next to the herb and see what happens. Watch. It makes him like he's already damn hard to kill. Give him the herb. It gets ridiculous. When you're healing past stop clicks at the end of your turn and your opponent's turn, I mean, and you're trying to hit, and the guy's got shape change and super senses and all the other stuff that he can possibly get. It can get really. The herb is just crazy. Now you put him by the phone booth too, and he gets all those bonuses. It's just really crazy. So the only thing I can say is that
it gives every adjacent thing.
Yeah.
It's not just like one person. So
Yeah.
it's just you're giving a shape change to a bunch of stuff, and it costs like low points.
So I mean,
It can also be used to hit somebody if you absolutely had to.
Yeah, and well, I mean, the way that if you have super strength, the best way to get rid of the phone booth is charge and pick it up.
Yeah, and
hit the other team and smack somebody with it. If you got super strength, that's the best thing to do. But it's very. I wouldn't have had a problem with me personally. I would not have had a problem with the phone booth staying. I was as surprised by that as anybody. I also was just as surprised. I didn't have a problem with the Black Panther legacy. I wouldn't have had a problem with him staying also. I don't have a problem with him. In fact, I'd say there's probably some things that are still in the game that I have more problems with than some of the stuff they took out. So, says, was there any conversations about mission points returning? No, there's no conversation. Randy, I love you to death, but I hate mission points, and I hope they never return. Enough said.
If they do, it'll probably be because of just whiz kids just on a whim deciding they're coming back.
Well, I know who at WizKids wanted mission points to win. They were trying to create an alternate way of winning, and I don't think it's necessary. I don't like the alternate. I don't want an alternate way of winning. I want. I mean, if we're going to do that, why don't we just do scenarios? I mean, that's what other games do.
Mission points, as in like objectives onto the map or something to do.
Yeah.
I mean, the mission point thing.
Yes, I don't see that happening. I absolutely hate. I've always hated mission points from the day that they were birthed. I've never liked them. So I mean, no conversation about that. You're not going to hear me bring that conversation up. I promise. I won't be me, and it won't be me starting it. Any more questions, guys? I mean, we're about to. Our auction just ended, so we need to actually start opening up some boosters. But we enjoy talking. We should have opened up the lines. You know, we do have the ability for you guys to actually call in. And it's a little bit late now because we're going to do the auction. But for next week, if you guys come back and if you want to talk on the show, you can pick up the phone and you can call us and we can talk live and love doing that. Our intentions is to make it is a live show, and our intentions is to broaden that. We do have people that have agreed to come and be on the show with us, which I just haven't followed through with very well. And we do like taking. I don't need to speak to a world champion on the podcast. I like speaking to just your average Joe that likes to play at his kitchen table just as much, and I like to hear their thoughts on the game and what they did and did they played last night and they played with their grandson. You know, I want to hear about that kind of thing just as much as I do about meta and everything else. We want to. Good. I'm glad you did that. I know that there's a lot of people that what Randy's brought. I went over. If you haven't seen this, if you go to the Rock page, also I pasted it like everywhere in the world that I could, and watch the video. I went over to Divergence where we're having the Rock Cup, and you know I've been telling everybody that where we're hosting it and what they are, and I think there was some concern from people that, oh my God, we're going to an arcade. I don't know about this. Well, I'm used to it being at Lucky Dice Cafe, blah, blah, blah. And I would never go somewhere that I didn't have confidence in it working. And I went through and I did a walkthrough to show people how I mapped this thing out in my head and did everything. And I think it's pretty cool. I mean, I mean, again, if you haven't bought your VIF package, do so, because you'll be able. First, you know, if we did the VFI package without the VR in there, is way worth buying. The promos and the map and everything you're getting. Who cares about the VR package? The VR package is just a bonus, but if you buy it, the whole time you're there, you get to play VR games for free. But if you don't want to do that, the VIF package alone, the promos and everything that you get to choose from, and that you're gonna get. And by the way, I'm adding more stuff in there. I've been cleaning house a little bit, and I mean, I ain't saying I'm adding major things in there, but I do have a lot of stuff that I'm cleaning house with that I'm going to be adding into those VIF packages that you'll get as a surprise. Just little things, but there's stuff. I had a lot. I'll just give you an example. I've got a gazillion WKO barrels. Okay, so I'm going to be throwing a barrel in there, but that's just one thing. There's going to be other things too that I've just got a lot of, and you should buy the VIF package. I mean, it's you know, from a money point of view, in my opinion, it's money made. I'm gonna take my headset off, but it's money made. And what I mean by that is the value of the VIF package without the VR play is more than what you're paying. You could literally just sell everything. And I mean, that's not our intentions. We're not trying to set you up to sell everything, but you literally could just take. We're throwing this in the bounty pile. You literally could just take the stuff that you just got and sell it and make more than money than what you just spent. So I don't know why everybody that comes, I think, is if they don't buy the VIF package, I think they're crazy. That's my personal opinion, because it's just that good. All right, I need to add in some pricing before we get started.
And we need a
yeah, we got a figure too. Yeah, let me throw this in there, then we'll do that. We got She-Hulk from Secret World Battle Worlds. I've got a Mrs. Marvel. I think this is from Avengers. It's either Avengers or Age of Ultron. It is Avengers. Avengers Assemble. I've got a Prime Scourge from Mighty Thor. We're going to throw in a Captain Avalon from X of Swords. And we're going to throw in a Lila Cheney from, it's a WK AOP prize. That'd be enough. We've got, last week nobody won the bounty, and that was the first time in a while nobody's won the bounty. And by the way, while I've got everybody here, I will, next week, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. We will have, for our auction next week, we will have Spider-Verse and Smash and Destroy. We're going to be doing 2 cases, 4 bricks, Spider-Verse and Smash and Destroy next Friday. So be ready for that. All right, let's do, guys, let me get some of this stuff down off the computer. We need nominations for a bounty figure, so somebody has the opportunity to win the bounty prizes. So we need a super rare. The first super rare to be nominated twice will be the bounty prize. Nicole, are you still with us? I know you struck out last week. It's the first time in forever. What did she pick last week? She picked...
I wasn't here last week.
Oh, you weren't here last week.
I was still working.
I don't remember what she picked. It was the spot or something. I don't know. But anyway, guys, need some nominations. Somebody pick.
We got Web Slinger.
Web Slinger? Web Slinger ain't a super rare, is it? Is that the guy that's the boomerang guy, isn't it?
No, Web Slinger is the
It's
cowboy.
The cowboy, okay. I would so like to be around you drinking. Web Slinger again?
Yeah, we got 3 web slingers.
All right, Web Slinger it is. All right, so here we go. Number 1. Good luck, everybody. All right, we got a one-shot, assemble the team. Then we got Mysterio uncommon. We got Mysterio common. We got Goblin Army common. We got the Spider rare, and we got Spider clone common. That's booster number 1.
Booster number 2, you'll be pretty happy. You're starting off with a Canon Event one-shot. You've got a Dr. Kirk Connors common. You've got a Man Mountain Marco common. Spider-Man 028 uncommon. Gwen Stacy uncommon. And then you've got the chase of the brick. You've got the Vulture.
Who is booster number 2? Can we see it? There's 3.
Yeah, Carnage Brunner.
Okay, I think you won last week. Carnage Burner, congratulations. You got the first chase of the night.
Again, that was Vulture.
I don't know much about that Vulture, do you? I mean, I know when he's part of the...
No. I think he does he gives out
she
pretty
picked the wall last week. That was the wall she picked. And we just didn't pull it
very much.
All right, so then we got booster number 3, Spider-Man 005 common, Moreland rare, Norman Osborn uncommon, Ghost Spider common, and Spider-Man 001 common.
All right, booster number 4. We've got a Spider-Man 005 common, Man Mountain Marco common, Spider-Man Noir common, Mysterio uncommon, and then you've got a rare Spider-Punk.
This is funny. Nate just said that he doesn't see many of these. And Nicole must have been thinking a week ahead.
Yeah.
Spider Bite, common. Spider-Man 021, uncommon. Inner Demon, common. Iceman, common. And The Wall, super rare.
So what it was she knew she was going to be drinking today ahead of time, so she just went ahead and chose for this week last week. That's what.
What are you drinking, Nicole? What are you drinking? I'm a Jack and Coke guy myself, but I'll drink just about anything.
We're on booster number 6. You've got a Goon common, Dr. Kirk Connors common, Spider-Man Noir common, Spiders Man uncommon, and then a Stunner rare.
I tell you what's funny is that Dennis came up last year, and I took him to Jack Daniel's factory, and I got him some Jack, and we went out to eat somewhere, and it's the first time ever that he'd had Jack and Coke. He never had Jack and Coke before. I think I got him hooked on it because he at least talks about Jack and Coke once a week to me, and about that we need to be having a Jack and Coke together. Angry Orchard, that's good stuff. The Lizard, uncommon. That's what booster am I doing? I'm on 7. Ghost Spider, common. Dr. Kirk Connors, common. Glider rare. Goon, common. And Spider Totem. So far, you're getting all the... Well, I got the wall, I guess. A week late, but I got it.
We're on booster number 8. Sorry. We've got a Goblin Army common, Spider Bot common, a Bedlam uncommon, Spider Cat rare, and then you've got a Kangaroo super rare.
We doing it now. Shame on you.
Huh?
Made neon. All right, we're going to number 9. Number 9. We got Assist from Another World, one shot. We got a Spider-Man Common 002, a Spider UK 038, Mr. Negative Uncommon, Slide Uncommon, Goblin Army Common. I don't think I've pulled the wall, that's it.
All right, we're on booster number 10. You've got a Black Symbiote common, a Spider Bite common, a Spider Bot common, Tombstone uncommon, and then you've got Ashley Barton rare.
Alrighty. My last booster from the first break. It's number 11, right? Yeah, number 11. We got Firestar rare, Iceman common, Mysterio common, Red Symbiote common, and Spider Bite uncommon. Last one any good?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that whoever got number 12 will be pretty happy. You've got a Spider-Man 001 common, Inner Demon common, Gwen Stacy uncommon. You've got Spider-Man 31 Alpha rare, and then you've got Spot and The Spot super rare. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, the
And
Spot's got really popular.
Probably the best super rare that you can get, I think, from this set.
Okay, so we are going to the next brick. I'm going to add some stuff in while Nate is getting that ready. I'm going to add in a Captain America legacy card.
Legacy card
From the brick. I'm going to throw in a long shot OP figure. I've got a Gertrude Yorks and Old Lace from What If. Super rare. I've got a Captain America from Avengers Defender to throw in. Ooh, stay there. Somebody's got to win it. You can't put anything else in there. And then let's do this one. That should do it. Let's go to T'Chaka. T'Chaka, the second from, what are you from? You're from, that's Avengers Forever, right? I think that's Avengers Forever. Alrighty.
This needs to be 18.
Did you put the dates on those?
I haven't done it yet.
Oh,
I haven't gotten
okay.
I do this frequently where I start numbering them 1 to 12 and then I have to fix myself.
Oh, I've done that many times.
13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
Yeah, just about an hour away. It's in Tennessee. I took Dennis up there and we did a tour. Tour's pretty fun. Bought some Jack, got some engraved glasses while we were there, and some other little things, some shot. I mean, you get to go downtown to the tour. You can eat. There's a little thing you can do. They have a little sample bar. They give you like 5 different samples of stuff, and it's fun. It's worth going to. I highly recommend it.
Markers going out.
Lynchburg, Tennessee, home of Jack Daniels, and it's a dry county, but you can buy from them. Oh yeah, you can do a whiskey tour, and they have one of those that you can go through and see a bunch of different distilleries in Tennessee. They also got one in Kentucky. I've been to Wild Turkey Distillery, and I've been to Jack Daniels. It's a lot of fun. So the bounty figure is still the same. We added more stuff to it. We're looking for the web slinger. Good luck, everybody. Okay. Looks like me this time. Who's got 13? Who's got 13? Speak up. I'm going to look for you anyway, but dang, man, all these pop-ups in there.
It's the first time I've seen him in person.
Yeah. So 13, I want to see who's got it. If we get lucky.
Yeah, Crimson Juggalo.
Crimson Juggalo, congratulations, sir. You have Gwen Stacy uncommon, Man Mountain Marco common. You have Spider Bite common, the Lizard uncommon. You have a one-shot web swinging, and you have the chase for the second brick, and it is Spider Biodroid. I haven't really seen anybody do much with him, but I know that there's a lot of talk about him being pretty good in the beginning.
When we looked at the Mobile, he was the one we were talking about on the
that's
Mobile
right.
that was going to be pretty decent, but I haven't seen anybody use the Spider
We
Mobile.
need to. I wished I had one of those because I'd like to try to build something with it.
I think it would be fun to play with. We're on booster number 14. You've got a Spider Bot, Dr. Kirk Connors. Both those are commons. And then a Mysterio uncommon, Craven rare prime, and then you've got a Lady Stiltman rare.
All right, I'm on 15. I've got Ashley Barton rare, Scarlet Spider uncommon, Spider-Man Nor common, and Iceman common, and Spider Bite common. I feel like I said too many things, but no, that's right.
We're on booster number 16. You've got a Goon common, a Cannon Event one shot, a Ghost Spider common, a Spider-Man 028 uncommon, a Spider Bite uncommon, and then a Spider Punk rare.
All right, I've got booster, what do I have? I have booster 17. I've got Scarlet Spider uncommon, Red Symbiote common, Iceman common, Spider-Man common 001, and I've got Moreland rare. Never pulled a super rare yet out of the second brick, have we?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
It's all in the back half.
Hopefully we got the right one coming up. We need somebody to win it, man. Our bounty prize bowl overfloweth.
We're on number 18. Got a web swinging one shot, a Mysterio common, a Goon common, a Venom uncommon, a Slide uncommon, and then you've got a Stunner rare. And your Goon, he's not broken, his glue, I guess, to his base came undone, but it'd be a pretty easy fix.
Here we go. Here. All right, Carnage Bruner. Congratulations, sir. Congratulations to you. You got a Glider rare, a Tombstone uncommon, a Spider-Man 005 common, Inner Demon common, and you got the Web Slinger super rare 049 bounty figure. What I need to know from you right now, sir, is would you like me to open up your legacy cards or not? No response means no open. Let's see, you got the pen?
Oh, yeah.
Right with that. So you got it. That would be Carnage Bruner, 412. Was that 19? So Brandon is Carnage Bruner? Nicole says it's Brandon.
I have no idea.
That's her boyfriend.
He didn't.
But he's got a different, I know, he's got a different name over here. But that's Brandon. Nicole, do I open his legacy up or no? If he's there, tell him to tell me. I just need somebody to, either you or he tell me that I can open up his legacies. Otherwise, I'm not. Bag's almost not big enough, huh?
It'd be real close with all these in plastic, but I think they will fit barely.
Yes, we understand. We know. We would like to know, would you like, we know who he is. We want to know, do we open legacy cards? He's at work.
Well, we can move on and come back to it if you want in just a minute. Or,
He says,
yeah.
oh, yep, there we go. All right, let's see what we got. I'll do the first one. And I have a swarm. We'll do that next one.
Sure. They always go to the top. You're probably going to get yours open before me. The middle didn't rip.
That's okay.
Spider-Man is the second.
Yes, ma'am. All right, we got, this one is TV Spider-Man.
This one is Spider-Girl.
Spider-Girl's a good one, I think. I kept the Spider-Girl for myself because I think she's very playable. All right, so we're back under your booster now, 20.
Yep. Throw the stuff away, put this back here. All right, we are on booster number 20, and I still got to open the pack for it. We're doing that. Booster number 20, you're starting off with an Assist from Another World one-shot. And then you've got a Spider-Man 005 common, a Goblin Army common, Man Mountain Marco common, Norman Osborn uncommon, and then the Spider rare.
All right, I got number 21. You got a Inner Demon common, Black Symbiote common, Spider-Bot common, Martin Lee uncommon, and you got the Hypno Hustler super rare.
We're on booster number 22. You've got a Spider Clone common, Dr. Kirk Connors common, Spider-Man 001 common, Spiders Man uncommon, and Spider UK rare.
All right, this is my last booster. By the way, you know, I was going through, this is the first time I saw some things. I wanted to preview something, but I can't do it. I think it's because Scott's doing a preview for it, but or WizKids is. I actually got to see the Jokerfish, and I actually got to see some of the other stuff I hadn't seen before. We have the Daredevil. It's just, Jokerfish is sitting right over there on the table. And I want so bad to go grab it and show it to you guys, but I'm not allowed to yet. But next week, I'll still will bring it out and we'll talk about it. So the Jokerfish, and I'll also tell you the Jokerfish is not what I thought he was going to be. I was surprised, and I don't know why I didn't know. I don't know why I didn't figure that out. I didn't know
what it was going to be.
Yeah. All right. So Spider-Man Noir common, Spider-Man uncommon, Spider Clone common. I'm sorry. Spider-Man 2099 rare, Spider-Bite common.
We're on to the last booster, booster number 24. You've got a Mysterio common, a Goblin Army common, a Ghost Spider common, Norman Osborn uncommon, and then a Firestar rare. And that is the last booster of the night.
That would be it, guys. We enjoyed it. I think we had some pretty good conversation tonight. Join us next week. We'll have more info on the Rock Cup. We'll hopefully have another map being released here pretty soon. I've already seen Scott's map. I don't know if he's previewed it yet. You definitely want the things that I would tell you that you need to go if you're coming to the Cup. First of all, I'm going to tell you should come to the Cup unless if you're able. Number one, go to LuckyDiceGames.net, LuckyDiceGames.net, and then when you go there, you'll see categories. The easiest thing to do is just hit the Rock Cup H for H category, and it shows all the stuff that's available for the Rock Cup H for H. I mean, it isn't going to hurt my feelings if you want to look at other things and buy them. Go for it. But you'll find all your events there that you can purchase tickets for. You'll find the VIF package, which is one of the things that I highly recommend. That is a great, it's worth purchasing. It's a great purchase. And the other thing that you got t-shirts, again, and I'll have more sizes to add. If you don't have your size, I'm missing some of the bigger sizes. Scott's got them, and I'm just waiting for him to give me the sizes so I can add those into the website. But there will be bigger sizes. If you look at that and you're like, oh my God, they don't have it, we will have bigger sizes. And the other thing that you want to buy is you want to buy Scott Porter's map. I know we have it to be right now, to be announced. I've already seen the artwork. I've already seen what the map does. You want the map. Just simple as that. You want the map. If nothing else, you'd be able to sell the map for more than probably what you're buying it for. You want the map. You want this map. So go buy your maps. In fact, your maps, it doesn't really matter. Now, if you're coming to the Cup, I'm planning on having the map there. I'm having to pre-order these, and so I'm hoping that I have enough. It's a possibility I could run out. But don't count on just showing up to the Cup and just buying what you want. The maps, I try to order. It's very hard for me to gauge how many maps I need to buy and have there. So buy your maps. If you buy your maps and you have it pick up at the store, you will have your map when you get to the Cup. And you want this map. I assure you, you want this map. It's really cool. And it's 100% meta. It's 100% meta play. You want the map. Okay. That's it for tonight, guys. We're going to get out of here. We'll call it a night, and we'll see you next week. We'll have a lot of stuff to talk about. And again, we will be doing Smash, and we would still be doing another case of Spider-Verse next week. I'll throw another map up. So we'll have a bigger auction next week, and we'll have more stuff to talk about. Good night, everybody.
All right. See y'all.